In this video, we're going to talk about the truth of living right here in Mobile, Alabama. Hey, my name is Jeff Jones with Keller Williams right here in the beautiful city of Mobile, Alabama. I've lived here all my life, and so what I'm going to do is tell you the truth, the things that you may not hear from anybody else, but the truth of living in Mobile, Alabama. Every single week we get phone calls from people who are wanting to move to Mobile. So call the number on the screen, reach out to me, and I will see how I can help you answer any questions you may have. But in the meantime, like and subscribe and click the little bell notification so you're notified each time I release a new video about what it's like living right here in Mobile, Alabama. So one of the things that you will definitely hear about living in Mobile is they have great seafood. I mean, everybody knows that, you know, the Gulf Coast has great seafood. But the thing about living in Mobile is when I say fresh, I mean it is the freshest seafood that you can possibly imagine. And so I'll take, for example, Craver's. Now this restaurant, it's actually in West Mobile. And that's like a suburb of Mobile, but then they have another location across the bay. And the thing that sets these folks apart is they actually own their own boats. So there's no middleman, they're not having to transfer seafood. No. They own their own boats. So when they catch the seafood, it's like instantaneous, then it's on your table. And I love this place. And so the prices are reasonable. And there are a lot of seafood restaurants in Mobile, so I don't want to throw anybody, under the bus. There are Winsel's, there's the original Oyster House. I mean, they're all kind of great seafood places, but this place has a special place in my heart, not only because it's like right down the street from my house, but the seafood is great, the prices are great, it's as fresh as it can get. So the truth about living in Mobile is we have some of the best seafood in the entire world right here. So I want to tell you guys a super quick story. Several years ago, the owner of Yellowhammer Coffee, he came to me and we had a conversation at lunch. We were actually eating in a place called Foo Sacklys, which I'm going to talk about, but he was talking about his vision for having a different experience when it comes to coffee in Mobile, Alabama. He's lived here all his life. He's very passionate about Mobile, the city, the people, but he's also even probably more passionate about coffee and that experience. So that's what happened. He started Yellowhammer Coffee with this trailer. This is the original trailer that it started with. And then it grew to another location, then another location, and another location. And I'm telling you, if you want some amazing coffee in Mobile, Alabama, the truth is, Yellowhammer Coffee is amazing. You will not regret going, and you'll have an incredible experience. Now where I'm headed now has a special place in my heart. I don't even have the words to describe the experience of what lies ahead. This place right here, I'm telling you, it is hard to find the words in the way that this place has played a role in my life. I can't tell you, I've literally eaten here hundreds of times, and the way you pronounce it is Foo Sacklys, not Foo Sackies, there are all these folks that'll try to say it different ways, but it's Foo Sacklys, and it is original. It started in Mobile, Alabama. They've got several locations around the city, and they're branching out to some different areas, but Foo Sacklys, the number one thing I will say about it, it boils down to one word, and that is consistent. When you go to Foo Sacklys, you know what you're gonna get every single time. You're gonna get the same consistency, the same flavor, the same attention to detail. Every little thing about Foo Sacklys, it's always great. So the truth about living in Mobile, Alabama is that they have the best chicken fingers anywhere. And Foo Sacklys, it has that strange name, and the thing about it, it really brings a lot of attention. Like, what's this Foo Sacklys about? But when you come here, you're gonna love it. They make their own sauces. I really can't put into words the way that Foo Sacklys has connected the community of the city of Mobile. There are several locations. In fact, it started off of University, at the corner of University and Airport, and that location, it's almost like a hub, like a hangout place where a lot of high school kids come after school. And then of course that grew. Now I'm standing at the location at Cottage Hill and Schillinger out in West Mobile. There's another location in Tillman's Corner, then another location off of Airport and Schillinger, and then another location down in Midtown area, as well as other locations that are growing. But every time you go to a Foo Sacklys, it's the same. It's consistent. The people are nice. So the truth about living in Mobile is the best chicken fingers are right here. Now, the truth about the airport in Mobile is that it is a long way from downtown. So basically, the airport in Mobile right now, it's in West Mobile. It's like in a suburb area. It's out past Schillinger. If you look on a map, you can see that. Now, there are plans right now of moving the airport to an area in downtown called Brookley Field. The Brookley complex, there's a whole lot going on down there with Airbus. I mean, there's just a lot of things going on. But as of right now, if you fly into Mobile, you're going to be landing in the suburbs. And it's a nice airport, and I actually like it because it's 5 minutes from my house. But for those who live in other parts of Mobile, you have to pack a lunch if you want to go to the airport. It's quite a drive. Now, the truth about Mobile is that we have our own very little Beverly Hills. We call it Spring Hill. Spring Hill, actually, I'm on the property of the Mobile Country Club. It's got a beautiful, beautiful golf course. You've got tennis courts. And this place, I mean, you can tell by the architecture, the houses around it, it ranges. You know, you've got modern houses, you've got more traditional homes, but absolutely beautiful. And in terms of being walkable, there's certain areas of Spring Hill that are definitely walkable. You've got different boutiques, restaurants, coffee shops. It's really close to Spring Hill College. It's like across the street, right in the heart of this place we call Spring Hill. And so if you live in Mobile, then you know all about it. But if you don't live in Mobile, you need to know it's like our own version of Beverly Hills. It is a beautiful place. So another truth about living in Mobile, Alabama is honestly, Mobile is just not very walkable, but if you are going to live in an area that is walkable, you have to go to two places. The first place is Midtown. Now, I'm standing in Midtown. This is a great area. I'm standing in front of this icon in Mobile called Old Dutch, and this place has been around forever. There's a lot of activity in this area. We've got Taco Mama here, we've got Rock and Roll Sushi, and there's a Publix right behind us. So the Midtown area is a great place if you want to live that is fairly walkable. And then of course downtown, well, that's walkable as well. And but this overall, Midtown is a great place to live. Oh yeah. So one of my favorite things about living in downtown Mobile is you get to hop on one of these scooters and explore. You know, one of the great things about living in Mobile is that they have some pretty incredible restaurants. And these aren't like chain restaurants. These are unique to Mobile, Alabama. A lot of great chefs have decided to open their own place. And I mean, you could stay busy for a long time just going to multiple restaurants without visiting the same one twice. Mobile has a rich heritage with great food. And that's one of the great things about living in downtown Mobile is you have access to that. Always something new every weekend. And one of my favorite things about Mobile is Fort Condé. You know, if you live here, you know, you're like, oh, Fort Condé, you know, I went there on my 4th grade field trip. But I absolutely love that there's a replica of a fort. And it's just a great place to visit. It's right in the heart of downtown. There's several museums around the area, but downtown, I mean, you can spend the entire day with your family downtown. It's a great place to live. So there you have it, the truth about Mobile, Alabama. You know, I've lived in Mobile my entire life, and I absolutely love the city and the people of Mobile, Alabama. Now be careful, if you want to come to Mobile, you're going to have to learn to pronounce it right. It's Mobile. Say it with me, Mobile. So I love Mobile, and I'm getting calls and messages from people every single week who want to know more about moving to Mobile. So call the number below or shoot me an email. I would love to help you any way I can. But be sure and like and subscribe, because when you do that, then you'll get notified every time we make a new video about living in Mobile, Alabama.